Hey, what's going on, guys? Mike Jarovic here with Condemned Labz, coming at you with a quick video. Recently, we've been having a lot of athletes come on board and trying to sign up to be part of the Condemned Labz team. And there's been a little confusion and mix-up, and I figured it would be a great time to use this to make a video letting you guys know a little bit about like what we look for in a sponsorship. Now, I've been sponsored by Muscle Tech in 2009. I was sponsored by Shreds. I was their first bodybuilding athlete at the time. The game has completely changed from when I was sponsored in 2009 by Muscle Tech. Social media wasn't as big of a factor. It was kind of around, but it just didn't have anywhere near the presence it has now. And which a lot of people are at an advantage right now, right? So like actually Dominic Cardone, my partner in Aggressive Nutrition, he wrote to Muscle Tech. I believe he either sent an email or like Horse and Buggy wrote a letter and sent my pictures in, and I got picked out like that. But it was more of an awareness game then, and things were just it was like kind of having a billboard up, right? Like you had to have people involved and people being seen to build brand notoriety, but you didn't really know like what your return on investment is, what the person actually brings to the table, how many followers they had, how big their reach was, what their engagement levels are. And now you could see the sponsorship game is completely different, right? So it's like, okay, we're looking at following size, views, content. We're judging them on the content, obviously the athlete, the caliber of the athlete, but we've never been so connected before like we were, so now it's like all these people are connected on social media and we kind of see who's who in our small little niche group, and we know who's popular and we know who's, popping, and, who's an influencer, who's an IFBB pro, who's gunning for a pro card, who's competing at, physique, classic physique, and, things of that nature. So the game has definitely changed a lot since then. But I think the problem is, though, people are, mistaking what the sponsorship is actually about. So there's a couple of things I just wanted to go over with Condemned Labz. And, just to clear up the air with some of the athletes and the ambassadors coming on board, just to give them a little bit more of a direction of what we're looking for. And I want to try to keep this as short as possible and as simple as possible. And hopefully I don't go into overtime with it. But one of the biggest things that I have a problem with is the word sponsorship. I think it's it's a misleading word, right? So sponsorship, I feel like when you say, hey, sponsor me, hey, I'm sponsored, I feel like it's right away I get a one-sided vibe, like somebody's kind of contributing to you without the return, you know what I'm saying? So I like to use the word partnership. With Condemn, we have strategic partnerships, right? Even with our ambassadors, our athletes, associates, anything like that. I like to call it a partnership because in a partnership, there's a give and take. It's a two-way street, right? So like from the athlete's perspective, and I was an athlete and I, was sponsored by a couple of different brands and other brands besides Muscle Tech and Shreds, and I was with the brand called Gen Labz. I was with True Iron Posing Trunks, and I had people helping me out with gyms. Everybody just wanted to have their hands in and be involved, and they were kind of gambling on me when I was competing. So I understand what it's like from an athlete. From an athlete's perspective, your job is going to be to build brand awareness, right? Ultimately, brand awareness, positive brand awareness, right? So they're looking at you and seeing you're with this brand. That's brand identity, brand image, like brand identity. So, okay, like 5% did this really well. Animal did this really well. I don't see, many brands doing it as well. But like if you were squinting and you saw like an Animal athlete walking down, dragging a cooler and had a Animal shirt on, like kind of know they're a serious lifter, a meathead. 5% had the nitty gritty, like, okay, this guy's a tatted up goon. He's not gonna be Mr. Olympia. This is a big motherfucker. You could tell they built out that brand image by grabbing like-minded people. So that's your job as an athlete. Find people that look the part of the brand of the image you're trying to portray. So you got brand awareness, you got brand identity, and then obviously social media relevance, right? Like social relevance. So you want to be relevant. You have to compete on these platforms because this is where the competition is. So a brand's going to bring you on because they want to be relevant in the social media game. They need to be seen. They want to get out in front of more people. More people are on TikTok. Guess what? We're looking for people on TikTok now. More guys are putting out great content, long format on YouTube. Okay, we need a couple of guys on YouTube. Like, all right, Instagram is bipolar and doesn't know what it wants to do this week. Instagram wants to be TikTok, and now I think it wants to be OnlyFans with its $10 content creation exclusivity or whatever they got going on, right? So, you know, we have to, you want that social relevance. Let me see. I made a couple of notes over here. And then, of course, you know, promotion, awareness, brand identity, social relevancy. And then another thing is going to be, I'm going to address the elephant in the room because maybe other company owners don't want to say it, but yes, sales. So I do believe if you're creating good brand awareness, if you're consistent, if you're passionate, if you buy into your brand's belief system as an athlete, it's not a job. You're talking about products that you really like, that you take religiously and you use them every day. You buy into the company's creed, you believe in their, you know, their core values, and, you know, you're relaying that and putting that out there. Eventually, after a while, when Frank's talking about Convict and he loves Convict, you know, for the 30th day of him talking about it, one of his fucking followers in his audience is going to say, shit, bro, Frank's looking pretty fucking jacked. I'm seeing his changes, yo. He's been changing. He's been making some results. You know, he's probably hitting it on all cylinders, but, you know, let me give that Convict a try. So yeah, eventually, if you're doing it consistently and you're doing it a good job, there should be some sort of conversion there. Depending on the size of your following and the bigger your reach, the more conversion, right? So the same way the athletes come and try to pitch themselves, hey, listen, I have X amount of followers, man, I think I'm worth this. Well, what does X amount of followers equate to? Is it going to be just brand awareness? We have the difference from now and when I was sponsored is there's a lot of trackable data now. Brand awareness converts eventually to sales if you believe in the products, and, you know, if you're pushing the products and you're educating your audience about the products and you're consistent. That's a big thing I see. That's another issue we could discuss later on. But the consistency issue is another huge gap in the athlete program, right? Like, guys come on board. I just recently had a guy come on board, man, big following, big fucking TikTok. You know, he wanted the world. He came on board. He reached out to everybody, begged, borrowed, and steal, tried to get my attention, the athlete advisor's attention, gave the kid a shot, set him up, give him some products to see what he could do to get started. 2 or 3 weeks in, man, he just stopped running the race. It was the chase. He got on board. He didn't do anything. Has 500,000 followers on TikTok and had apparently a couple $100,000 on Instagram before he got hacked, and he still has 25,000 followers now and didn't get one sale. And then he's like texting me. He's calling all my athletes, like just seeing what he can get, seeing what's in it for him. What could they do for me? What could they do for me? And it's like, dude, you've been on for a few weeks, man. Why don't you fucking walk in the door and earn your spot? Why don't you show them what the fuck you can do? You know, and, you know, that brings me to the first and foremost hurdle that we deal with all the time. The biggest hurdle we deal with lately, and, you know, the bodybuilding community already has a sense of selfishness attached to it, you know, working out, the vanity of look at me, hours in the gym, eating my meals, can't go out, can't do this, can't, like, living that hermit bodybuilding life. And getting ready, especially on the competitive level, right? It's very, very Groundhog Day, redundant, repetitive, and there's not a lot of outside noise, you know? And it's already very selfish, but the sense of entitlement that I've seen lately, I don't know if it's a generational thing or if it's just in the air, or maybe we're just attracting that. But, like, you know, dude, nobody gave me anything. I don't come from mommy and daddy money. I didn't get any handouts. I've been working since I'm a kid. You know, I put in more hours than a lot of the people that I see. I know I'm putting in more hours. And now recently I'm back in the gym these last couple of weeks. And, you know, I was having trouble getting in there. And that's partial due to, like, just letting the business run me to the ground. So what I do, I didn't cry about it. I said, okay, I got to squeeze out a couple extra hours, dude. I got to get to the gym. I'm leaving for the gym now, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning every day just to get back in shape, you know, because I need to do stuff for myself as well. So, like, I don't have a sense of entitlement. Nobody's handed me anything, and I'm working too fucking hard to throw the keys at somebody else and let them drive the vehicle right into the wall. So when these guys come on board, man, it's just what they want so much so soon. They don't want to go through that hazing period. They don't want to go through that nitty gritty grunt work period. And maybe some of them shouldn't have to, but, you know, I think when you walk in the door at Condemn Labs, everybody should come in with the hat and the mindset that saying, hey, fuck, bro, I'm going to have to prove myself. I'm going to have to work. I don't care if you're Ronnie Coleman. I don't care if you're Big Ramy or if you're Frank in the back of the gym that's been hitting it really hard for all these years. You got to come on board with a sense of, you know, an optimistic mindset saying, hey, I'm going to work to earn my spot here. I'm going to prove my worth. And we've had many people come in the door. A lot of my top performing guys are regular gym guys. They don't have a superpower. They don't have a pro card. You know, they compete. Some of them don't compete. And the guys that are performing the highest are are the hard workers, the guys that care, the guys that are passionate about the brand, the guys that, engage with their audiences, the guys that when nobody's looking, they're telling people in the gym, hey, try a scoop of this, bro. You're going to love it. Oh, if you like it, check it out. Use my code. Like it. That's the guys. Those are the guys that bring the most value, So the entitlement thing has it's been so crazy lately. And it's mind boggling to me because I'm just not wired that way. So I don't understand it. But so the first thing you guys I recommend is like, boom, put your pride aside, ego at the door, come on with a student mentality and learn, educate, work, prove yourself. The best way of getting my attention is not sending me a direct message with your phone number saying, text me, or hey, I could do this, this, and that. I've heard the story a million times over. I have Olympian athletes, top Olympian competitors in the top 2 and 3 spot, for the Olympia stage. I've heard it all before. I've seen it at 1 million followers. I've seen it at, 500 followers. And I'll tell you this, talk is really cheap. I like to see action. I like to see people move. I like to see them work. So, that sense of entitlement, you got to check that at the door. Another big thing that I see is the posting frequency, man. The posting frequency. You're coming on board. You're a sponsored athlete. If you're getting free product, if the brand is giving you free product, that product is not free. I pay for that fucking product. You know how much it costs we had 500 ambassadors sign up last month. 500. There's a couple of thousand of them. If I had to give all of them product for free, I'd be fucking dead. I'd be out of business, So it's a good thing to get with a company that does have one of these programs, especially if you're not a big name athlete and you want to get with a brand that you like and that your core values align with and, get a foot in the door, but make sure that company has a fucking ladder. A lot of these guys, I see their programs and I know mine's better than theirs and I could bang my chest all day like King Kong with it. Their programs are designed to keep you in a bottom tier where there's no growth. My program is to get you in the door, show you the opportunity, present you with the opportunity, see what you do with it. If you didn't do anything with it, it's on you. Because I have athletes that have been on board for 4, 5, and 6 years almost, and some of these guys, man, they have worked themselves up from nothing into salary positions. These are not Olympian athletes. These are not pro bodybuilders. These are fucking hardworking guys. All of them have kids. All of them have wives. All of them have jobs outside of this. So there's no excuses, man. There's really no excuses. So posting frequency, if you sign up for a company, that's another big issue I see. A lot of guys say, I don't want to whore myself out. I don't want to be a billboard for the company. I don't want to be Amazon, yada, yada, yada. I don't want to hear that shit, dude. Go somewhere else. Get the fuck out of here. Don't be sponsored then. Don't look for a sponsorship because that's what you're looking for, a sponsorship. You're not looking for a partnership. I don't want to post means I don't want to work. Like that's your job. You're coming on board to build brand awareness. Social media, it's fucking free. Takes an hour out of your day. You're going to the gym 5 days a week. You can't throw 2 posts up a week. You can't hit the storyboard, 24-hour storyboard that shows your daily story routine. Dude, don't get sponsored. Don't ask anybody for anything. You're not worthy of it. You shouldn't have it. And I mean that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. If you don't want to promote the brand that you're with and you like and that you should, I'm not talking about ramming products down people's throat. I'm talking about wearing a t-shirt and giving a training tip. I'm talking about in your storyboard, doing your pre-workout ritual 2 or 3 times a week, maybe taking the extra step to copy and paste your discount code and your swipe up link there to tell your customers, hey, or your clients, check this out, man. This is what I'm doing. Sometimes they just want to see what you're doing, and that the posting, as far as the posting frequency and putting in the Fueled by Condemned Labs, that's a pet peeve of mine. Dude, when I see people do that, I'm like, that's not what I'm paying for. Fueled by Condemned Labs, that's like the laziest shit I've ever, what is somebody walking away from that? They see the name Condemned Labs tag. There's nothing there. 1.5 scoops of Convict 30 minutes before the workout, 6 caps of DNA, pump brought to you by Condemned Labs, whatever. Like something to give them something to know that was associated with that. You know what I'm saying? It just, a lot of the athletes, the entitlement, wanting too much too soon, the posting frequency, not wanting to get down with it. Then, one of the next steps that I see a big problem with is the quality of the content. I know some of these meatheads are sweating. They got their meat cleaver hands that are clumpy as shit. And, their phone's fucking foggy and covered in sweat prints. And they're taking these pictures and they look like shit. Dude, nobody wants to look around. Look at what you like. Look at what you're attracted to. Walk into a store. See what gets your eye at the front counter. Would you buy that? When you look at social media and you like something and you see a crazy video or a really clean image with a great copy caption, like what are you liking? What are your eyes gravitating to? Or are you going to the fucking dirty picture on the phone that looks like it was shot with like a BlackBerry in like 2001? You know what I'm saying? You guys the game is set. The bar is set. This is why the young kids are crushing the big dogs. They're coming out the gate. They know how to use a cell phone. They know how to video record. They know how to get into the app afterwards and fucking edit it. And then they know the TikTok game. They know the algorithm. They know the social media, how to manipulate the system. So it's like, you know, the quality of the content's really, really important. I think the imagery has to look good. The videos have to look sharp. Shout out to my athletes. I got to say, I got a small army, man, that go to war for me. And these guys are fucking... I love them. They're sharks, bro. We throw some things out there. They handle constructive criticism really well. There's no prima donnas on my team. There's no bitch-made shit. Like when we say something, we could bump heads. We could say fucking, nobody's going to cry. And sometimes I just give it to them straight and they give it back, bro. They give it back. I love when they give it back. As long as it's respectful and it's constructive and it's nobody's getting personal, I'm cool with that. But like some of my athletes recently went out and a bunch of them are buying cameras. Like, just like I have. I have a Sony AR Mark III, and my athlete Jordan just bought a Sony, I think it was a A4, and then I know Elliot's got a Sony as well. So I know some of the athletes, Marcel and Isaac too, they got a camera. I think Yari has a camera. So some of these guys are investing. And if you can't afford a camera and you don't want to go through the process, which is fine, but get used to it. This is going to be what it is until it's like 3-dimensional and crazy shit. But like right now, it's a camera video game. And, you got to learn how to use these things. And I'm not saying to go out and buy a camera, but usually there's some kid in the gym who's young and cheap and would love to take a picture of a godly physique like you possess for probably like $100, which could give you a huge return on investment. Because at the end of the day, when you put out quality content, man, that quality content is for you and your audience. Your sponsors, the people behind that, they ride in that jet stream. They don't see a direct return from that. They don't see revenue from that. That's you building your audience. That's your most powerful tool. The bigger your audience, the more money that you can make, the more reach you have, the more influence you have, the more impactful you are on people's lives. So it's an investment in yourself, and it'll probably land you a better position in a sponsorship because you'll look more professional. So I would say the quality of the images is important. When I get down to the nitty gritty and I start looking at athletes and on a more serious level, a big thing that I check out is I check out the captions, man. I'm not the best speller. I'm not the best grammar. I forget words every once in a while. But we got apps now, dude. If you're posting once a day and you know what time you're posting, write that motherfucker out. Go get this. There's an app called Grammarly, I believe. I think you can get it for free. And you just copy and paste your shit from your notes, put it in there, and it'll just fucking highlight shit and recommend shit. I used it at one point. I don't use it anymore. I've actually, after doing it a few times and like seeing where to put my commas and shit and like testing myself, you clean your shit up, man. I look at people's posts. I look at how they write. I look at how they spell. I look at if they capitalize the name. I look at if they, put a comma in the right place. How is a line breaks? Is it cluttered and messy, or is it clean? Is it easy to read? Is the message that they're portraying and putting out there clean? I look at that shit, man. If I'm looking at it, other fucking company owners are looking at it too. I can guarantee you that. Best believe it. As well as the images, the captions, the spelling. The next biggest thing is the engagement. I know some of us are fucking Hollywood and think we made it out the hood. We got a pro card. We're fucking going to nationals. We're going to kill it. I got 10,000 followers. And we think we're too cool to engage with our audience. Let me tell you something. The reason why some of my small army guys are outperforming some of my bigger army guys and some of my past big army guys, some of the guys on the team that are at the highest level, the reason why some of these other guys, perform well is because they engage with their audience. I'm not saying you have to sit there all day and be a slave to your phone and respond. But if somebody's sitting there consistently commenting on your shit and giving you compliments, bro, give them a fucking pat on the back. Hey, thanks, buddy. I see you out there killing it too. Dude, it goes a long fucking way. It goes a long fucking way. The second you think you're better than everybody and you made it, you're fucking losing. You're losing 9 times out of 10. You guys aren't Kim Kardashian, man, where you're getting paid $1 million a post and then people are running to the website and shutting it the fuck down. So we got to take things down a notch and be realistic with ourselves, and do that. Last but not least, outside of the engagement thing, is going to be, the fake followers. I recently had an issue with a kid. I don't want to air him out, man. He really fucking rubbed me the wrong way. Came on board. I was a little hesitant about him, but the boys, they co-signed him, and, we made a mistake, and he didn't have the most legit following. And, if you're going to come to the table with a Fugazi following, you got 2 or 3 months in you, bro. You got 2 or 3 months in you before it's like, oh shit, I can't pay for this anymore. There's something wrong here. And when your products are good and your customer return rate is extremely high, then you have to question the following, right? So don't do yourself a favor, man. Instead of faking it till you make it or trying to fake it till you make it, don't fucking fake it, because the problem is all the time that you're investing in trying to pull the sheep over somebody's eyes and make believe you're somebody you're not. One, you're missing out on valuable time of learning who the fuck you are. And you know who I'm talking to. You know who the fuck you are. You don't know who you are, man. You're so busy occupying yourself to put on this persona of be somebody you're not, that you're wasting precious, valuable time to develop who the fuck you are. And then on top of that, you're wasting somebody else's time and somebody else's money. So, no company owner appreciates that. It's not a good feeling. It's a waste of time. When you bring on somebody with a big following and you're looking for a reach, you're expecting some sort of expansion, some sort of growth, some sort of fucking rocket to erupt from that. And then when it doesn't happen, and then it actually goes the opposite way, and then you start hearing all the excuses and all the stars start to not line up, and you're like, oh shit, this kid got me. So don't, with the fake following thing, man, you're better off. If you have fake followers from back in the day and you juiced your shit because that was cool to do at one point and people were buying into that bullshit, dude, go get a cleaner app. There's a couple of cleaner apps out there, and just wipe that shit the fuck out or start a new page over. Really, it's not worth it. Like, it doesn't look authentic. And for me and my brand and the voice that we're trying to speak, as you guys could hear the tone and, a little bit about from what I'm about and where I'm from and the way I was raised, it's just authenticity still sells to me, man. Who you see is what you're getting every time. And I'm not trying to beat anybody in the head. We're not trying to be somebody we're not. And I don't want any of my athletes to come on board and feel like they have to be somebody they're not. That's not what we want. We want to, cultivate a group of like-minded individuals, but at no expense are we going to go completely outside the box. We'll test some things here and there and see if they work, but we're always going to be true to the Condemned Labz core values. And it's still, we still bleed hardcore bodybuilding, edgy, aggressive sports. We're tapping into the MMA circuit now. We're just looking to build that tough brand that in this day and age right now, it's going a different route. People are trying to make bodybuilding this polished, glorified, fucking soft sport that you could do it too. Buy my program, sign up, take my products. No, dude, you're fucking going to the gym, at the wee hours in the morning or late at night after a busy fucking schedule. You're jamming food in yourself all fucking day, weighing it out, disciplining and restricting yourself of what everybody else is just doing around you. And then you're breaking muscle fibers down only to build them back up and get your ass in there the next day and do it to a different body part. And the results that you see are not instant. It's not a fucking pretty sport. There's nothing beautiful about it. There's nothing to glorify other than the end result that comes compounded over time after time after time. And Condemned Labz fuels that athlete's journey. So that's what we're really about. So just real quick, guys, I'm going to take a peek at my notes over here because I got some chicken scratch and shit. And real quick, eliminate sponsorship. Get sponsorship out of your head. This is 2022. We have analytical data. People are looking for you to be a mini sales force, a big piece of brand awareness, a piece of the puzzle to the brand. They could track the data now. Yeah, you guys are on the spot. Get rid of the word sponsorship. Get it out of your head, bro. Save that for that's the picture with the fat guys on the yachts with the girls on Instagram where it's the sponsors that are taking them out that you never see in the thing. That's what that reminds me of. Look at it as a partnership. It's a strategic partnership. It's a mutual benefit. There's things you're going to need from the company. Make sure that company can provide them as long as you put your money where your mouth is. A lot of problems with the bodybuilders nowadays, dude, they fucking stand for hard work. They fucking do it in the gym. They get the fucking weights in. They pound it. They discipline the shit out of themselves. They are fucking militant and strict regimented. But when it comes to the hard work outside of the gym, bro, who the fuck are you? Who are you now? Some people conform to the position. Some people are fucking lazy. And the lazy people, don't come near Condemned Labz, please. I'll cut you real quick. I'm in a hostile mood to athletes right now, and I'm not rubbing anybody's backs anymore, and I'm definitely not a shoulder to cry on. The entitlement thing, dude, throw it out the window. Check your ego at the door. Nobody owes you shit, bro. This is a tough life, and unfortunately, bro, you got a great six-pack. Fucking chest is really nice. Arms are big. Legs are fucking looking thick as fuck. But you know what? There's another motherfucker coming right behind you that will easily take your spot. And he's younger, and he knows how to use social media, and he's more aggressive, and the wheel is always turning. It's always evolutionizing. It's always going. There's always somebody coming up the ranks behind you, and this fitness industry is saturated as fuck. So if you think you're the man, next year somebody else is the man, and you're not the man anymore. So go on there and earn your spot and show your true value. Don't feel like you're entitled to anything. As far as social media goes, posting frequency, quality of the post, engaging with the audience. This is basic sales 101. This is like growth 101. It's relationship building. It's something you should be doing on your own with or without a sponsorship. This is things that you should be doing. And, you know, it's the way of the world now. So if you guys want to be a representation of a company's going to look at you as a representation of them. Well, what are they putting out there? What kind of energy? How do they look? How do they talk? Are they speaking in the company voice? Are they, are they putting out great content? Are they good looking? Are they clean cut? One of the biggest challenges I have with Condemned Labs is I feel like we're this rough around the edges, nitty gritty brand, but at the same time, we're polished. And people are either one or the other. We're trying to collaborate the two. So we got guys on our team that are tatted up. We got guys that are big dudes. But when you talk to them, they're pretty structured. They're pretty organized. They're pretty well spoken. They pretty much got a good fucking head on their shoulders. And that's why it takes me a little bit longer to find that, because usually you find like a dumb meathead who just picks things up and puts them down. And that's as far as you get from them. Or you find somebody who's not the meathead, but he's polished and just doesn't look the part at all. Hey guys, so a lot of these guys, they come on board and they just, they just want to get on board with the company and they don't want to try the products. To me, it's mind boggling. So what you want to do is you want to definitely go invest a couple of dollars, try the products, make sure that the brand's a fit for you and it's something that you could get behind before you even go to the next steps. Unless you want to dibble and dabble, and do something like join our Facebook community, check out, what we're about, see how we engage and interact with one another. And then if you see that you like the community and the culture and, that sparks interest to want to be a part of the brand, I get that too. That's another good angle as well. But just coming on board on the blind, just trying to get free shit in order to like promote it and not get behind it because you're not passionate about it, it's probably not going to be a longevity play for anybody. So with that being said, guys, check out our Facebook community group. We're opening the floodgates for that. You got to sign up for it. It's private. So you got to just, you got to get entered. We want to make sure there's no bots or like, intruders coming in there. So sign up for that Facebook group, Condemn Culture on Facebook. And there's going to be a lot of like-minded hardcore bodybuilders. I don't care if you're with Condemned, if you're with another brand, you just want to get on there, shoot the shit with some badass people that are really living the lifestyle and, all share a common goal and a common belief. That's what it's going to be about. It's just going to be one of those situations where you don't necessarily have to be a Condemned Labs athlete to be part of the Condemned culture. A lot of you guys are already living the Condemned Labs culture anyway. But with that being said, guys, my last, somewhere in the video got cut off over here. Apparently this Sony camera that I have that cost $3 million, it only records 4K for 30 minutes straight and then cuts off. I kind of knew that already. So I'm making another video. I'm going to try to edit it together as best I can. But with that being said, guys, hopefully I powered you through your cardio session. I hope that, you guys take something away from this and this is an enlightening moment. This comes from experience. This comes from credibility, authenticity, and, my name in the supplement industry and the things I've been through and real hard analytical data of having high-end athletes come on board and having, regular gym bros come on board and just seeing what works and what doesn't work, So take this with a grain of salt or take it to heart and try to think about some of the things I said and see how you can implement them in yourself. There's something, we could all improve ourselves a little bit better, right? So as always, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Do all the YouTube shit. And if you want to reach out to me direct, Mike@condemnedlabs.com, Condemned Labs with a Z, or Michael Nicholas 718 on Instagram. Shoot me a DM on there.